Telegram. All right. Damn. It's been a while since we've done this. A very long time. Okay, so give me a second here. I'm just gonna send this chat over to kind of everyone. Let me know in the chat if the quality, I think we should be fine for the microphone. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, okay. So yes, it's been a very long time since we have done a live session. I understand. I know how it is. It's been, you know, I've just been busy. I'm gonna be honest. I've just been busy. But here we are. We're back with just today. I don't want to say just today's live session. There might be another one before I leave again. But you guys already know I'm going to LA next week, so I'm gonna be busy. But I just wanna give you guys a quick, a little bit of both overview, trading, questions, everything. I guess we can kind of talk about it in this session. I know a lot of you guys have been eager to kind of pay attention and see what what's going on with the markets and stuff. So for those of you that are new, if you guys haven't been to the live before, we start off pretty much just right away. There's no wasting time or anything. If you have any sort of coins that you guys want me to analyze, anything you guys want me to do, show you guys, whatever, put the coins into the chat. I will analyze every single coin that you guys want me to analyze. If you guys want me to go over trading strategies, you guys need some clarification on anything, this is probably the best time. We can probably do some live trading as well, assuming we see a trade as I just continue charting. I don't really hunt for trades. You guys already know that. It's just kind of whatever I see and we go from there. So starting off, hey guys, hey guys, hello everyone. So yeah, starting off, we're gonna go with, we got Algorand. You know, I actually have Algo's chart pulled up from our previous live session. Just give me a minute because my eyes are, they're a little blind here. Okay, so Algo, nothing really crazy happening. We're currently using the last major support that we had as now resistance. So we're pretty much only going to be looking for shorting opportunities. We are underneath the exponential moving averages, using them as resistance. The main target, of course, you can see from, I think the last time we did a live session, it was up here, and I mentioned that 29 cents is going to be a perfect shorting range. And that was pretty much perfect. But yeah, you can see that it's squeezing pretty hard on the 4-hour time frame. Be very careful, of course, if we do end up breaking above 22. But you can see that there's a lot of selling pressure happening on Algo. I mean, most of the altcoins, guys, like, it's one of those situations where I think for a very long time I've been telling you guys, like, hey, there's no reason to be looking for altcoin picks right now because dominance was, increasing. So if we go ahead and look at Bitcoin, ooh, that's my fault. Let me go ahead and show you guys on dominance. We saw a dip today. It is looking good for altcoins, and this was the wick that I'll just go ahead and chart for you guys real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the reason why I'm personally not in any sort of altcoins is because of the current range, right? You can see that we've been in this massive multi-year low, trying to break above this high of 48.87. I mentioned to you guys, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that this is the last few wicks that we would have to break before we see a massive dominance increase on Bitcoin, which of course would mean that the altcoins would collapse as well, right? Because Bitcoin is rising in terms of dominance. But you can see that today we actually dropped in dominance, which caused Ethereum to explode, Cardano to explode, a lot of coins to explode. And this was a very small drop as well. Usually when you want to get into altcoins is when dominance is collapsing pretty much. So you can see that the last time we broke above this range, we saw dominance increase and altcoins got absolutely tanked. But once we consolidate, then we see the initial drop. That's when you want to load into your altcoin bags, because that's probably when you're going to see the most gains. Of course, this is completely different to, I don't want to confuse you guys. What I mean by, don't get into any altcoin specifically, I'm saying not your long-term bags, right? Your long-term bags are your long-term bags. You can dollar cost average into your favorite coin. I don't care. I'm just saying in terms of leveraging or anything like that, if you guys are looking for some explosive gains, it's not going to happen until dominance collapses, right? So let's see. Do you think Bitcoin will 29,000 29.2 is still in play. Have a short going from 30k. That's honestly amazing that you caught the short at 30k. I've been so good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to short, and you guys saw me today. I was just scalping, but I wanted to short so bad. But I was like, no. You can see I have nothing open because I wanted to do it together. But like, what sucks is like every time we do these live sessions, the move always happens as we're doing the live session, and then I'll be like, oh well, we missed the move. You know what I mean? So if you guys are still in your shorting positions, I do want to talk about Bitcoin though. You can see on the 4-hour time frame, currently we're just kind of retesting the exponential moving average on the 9 EMA. We broke below it. I was really hoping for a very clean wick opportunity, but you can see that we did end up seeing one last retest to 30k, retested as resistance. I'm still heavily focusing on 29.2. Of course, we had a ton of news today, so I was expecting a lot more volatility. I mean, to be fair, that was pretty volatile with this, very nice Doge being formed on both sides. We did see liquidations on both sides from both buys and shorts. But right now, what I'm focusing on, of course, is the profit one would be 29.5. Once we see that retest, then I would assume it'd be something like this. But of course, if we do end up seeing a fake out on the daily time frame, this is just loading up on shorts. If you're in a short on 30k, you really should have your really tight stop loss anyways. Because to me, looking at Bitcoin, it does look extremely exhausted. And you know what? Let's just talk about something, okay, guys? My fault on the Bitcoin buy, and I just want to talk about that because I think most of us on Sunday, we all entered this Bitcoin long together, and it was a very quick trade. Like, we closed it, I think we entered, right here at 28.2, and I think we closed it at 28.6. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean? I was like, to me, like I said, I'm a 4-hour trader. I don't really like swinging these move sets. The only problem I had, of course, was we could have entered again on 28.5 because zooming out of the chart, I told you guys time after time after time, the fact that Bitcoin is ranging at 29.2 while retesting as resistance, but we're not seeing any bearish pressure come into the market, that's not a good sign for the bears. Usually what you want to see is a very clean rejection and volume come in and then something like that. Instead, we were just consolidating. We were just trapping a ton of shorts. And then you can see as soon as we broke above 29.2, guess what happened? I sent a trade and I was like, guys, we're looking for a buy opportunity on the breakout. We entered the breakout. Some people got upset and they were putting thumbs down on that trade because they thought that it was going to reject again. But you can see they were the ones that got short squeezed right here. And then the same people thought this was a false breakout, got again short squeezed, right? So I know I promised you guys about manipulation and what to teach you, blah, blah, blah. But I want to, for now, like we'll get back into that lesson later. For now, we're just going to talk solely about just charts. And then I'll tell you guys of how I spotted the manipulation on the hourly that day. I'm just trying to read the comments here. Hey guys, hey, Solana. Yeah, Yanni, I can look into Solana for you. I don't really, personally, I'm not a huge fan of Solana. I know it's been very lucrative for the past few days. I mean, this was a very easy trade. It's the good thing is, let me explain something to you guys. The fun part about when you see a range breakout on Bitcoin, you guys have seen me enter Ethereum immediately after. Like, we get the range breakout on Bitcoin, and then within 10 minutes later, we get the altcoins pumping as well, like Ethereum specifically, and that's why I like doing that. If I enter a short, obviously today is completely different. We talked about dominance, and it's probably not the best time to be shorting Ethereum. But like the reason why I do that is because it usually follows through. You can see on Solana, this was a very easy trade. We broke above the resistance right here at 21.5, saw a massive rally, and now we've pretty much we're looking for the overall perspective, right? This on Solana has been a major resistance point here at $26, but Solana is looking really, really good. I'm not going to lie. Solana does look really good in terms of bullish pressure coming to the market. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this, of course, where we do end up retesting it, and if we fail to break above that level, then this massive bar formation plays out. But assuming that, we do break above on Solana, then we have our levels from our previous live sessions laid out. You're looking at $30 for the completion of the move set, and for wick high, you're looking at around 34. But this is a very nice uptrend. It's been a while. I think the last time we entered Solana was somewhere around here, around the $11, $12 range for a buy opportunity, and then we haven't looked at it since. Like I said, I'm not really crazy about altcoins, mostly for leverage trading as well. But yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to read all these comments as I go. Did the FOMC minutes happen? Yes, it did. It already happened. Usually, like I said, at the bottom here, you'll see these little, you'll see like these little circles I have on my chart on TradingView. So you see, it'll tell you like news that's coming up. So you can see the FOMC is gone now. We just kind of have like random stuff throughout the day. So it's nothing crazy. Most of the stuff that we were expecting today is done. Obviously, inflation was lower, which caused Bitcoin to have this beautiful wick to 30.5. But like, it's so exhausted, right? Look on the 4-hour time frames. Like, we're in extreme overbought conditions. There's no reason to be looking for buy opportunities here. Like, everyone that's longing here, okay, let me explain it like this. I understand why a lot of people are going long on Bitcoin. And the reason why is you can see on the weekly time frame, number one, we're at a resistance point. This level was very major for Bitcoin overall in terms of support, but you can see that we got some wick highs here at 32 and 31.5. A lot of people are hoping that these 31.5 wicks play out before we see the countdown towards the downside. I'm not saying that they won't. It can definitely happen. The next daily candle opens and we see the next leg up, right? It can happen. The only problem is if you see the weekly, like, we're in extreme conditions, right? This was a massive move, guys, in terms of the weekly time frame. You got to keep in mind that, like, just over the time, like from all the way down to 16 to be at 30 without any sort of major pullback, like, we have to be kind of careful here looking for the. And personally, I would much rather be holding those shorts, right? You guys know me, I love shorting. I'm not really a buy opportunity kind of guy, mostly at current levels, but let's see. With ETH staking unlocked now, could there be a shorting opportunity due to selling pressure? I want to talk about this for the Shanghai update or whatever. Now, a lot of people are shorting ETH, right? Because they're like, oh my god, the market's gonna dump, there's something $1 billion worth of ETH that's gonna be put into the market, everyone's gonna sell. But you can see that the opposite kind of happened. As soon as we got the update, we got a nice volatile wick, but based on the video, I talked about this a few times. Let me just delete my massive circles for you. But like, if you look at this is a third test opportunity, and like, we're still hovering right above the exponential moving averages. I personally wouldn't be shorting this, only because when everyone is thinking of doing something, usually the opposite happens, right? With dominance dropping, we're going to see ETH rally as well, which is why I don't want to be in front of that train if it does short squeeze. It's going to be a massive short squeeze. Bitcoin, on the other hand, that's a completely different thing right now, right? You're seeing that we have this bar formation playing out. But with Ethereum, I would be very careful looking for that short, because like right now, it is volatile, yes, with the Shanghai update. I'm not saying that, this isn't something to consider, the fact that we're retesting 1926 and we can't break above. But guys, I've taught you this many times, like on the third test, we usually tend to see a breakout formation. And look what's happening on ETH right now, right? Like, a lot of people are kind of shorting this moveset. I personally wouldn't be shorting this. I would kind of be looking for buy opportunities. We kind of did miss a trade, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. But yeah, it's looking good for Ethereum, right? I talked about this M formation even before the Shanghai update, and I was like, everything depends on 1839. This, to me, guys, is exactly at 1787 all over again. If we break below 1787, we short. Otherwise, we're only looking for buys, right? The same thing with the M formation. Look where the M formation would have played, assuming it's at 1839. That's the only time I would say short it. Otherwise, then you're only looking for buy opportunities. Bitcoin, on the other hand, like, it's looking extremely weak. And what I meant to say in terms of, it's hard to put that in Telegram. When I say, like, right now with Ethereum, we've been in this range before. And the reason, what I mean by that is, you can see that when Bitcoin, we were at like 28, I think, the whole time. We already hit $1,900 range on Ethereum so many times. That's why I was mentioning to you guys, like, be careful looking for shorts on Ethereum, because we've been in this range before. Ethereum hasn't seen that explosive move yet compared to Bitcoin. We've been in this range, and this is why I kept saying, be careful shorting Ethereum. And you can see the only reason I would short Ethereum, other than scalps, right? The only reason I would short Ethereum would be if we drop below 1839 and this M formation played out. That's the only time I would be like, okay, go for it, guys. Do you think now is a good time for opening long position on Ethereum after FOMC? Yeah, so again, like, if I see a trade, I'll post it. Remember, guys, with trades, like, it's very, very risky. I mean, to be fair, like we've been in this situation before, guys. Like I remember we have been in this situation before, and the last time we entered, we saw Ethereum go absolutely parabolic in terms of a short squeeze. Because this is the third test on so many levels, I wouldn't be shorting Ethereum. Personally, I would be entering a long position on Ethereum. You know what, to be fair, I might actually enter a long position. Now, of course, you guys already know in terms of long positions or live trading, like you don't have to copy me. It's up to you because again, like, you know, the market is volatile. We've had FOMC. We have to be very careful here. But I'm just for the live session, like I said, I would probably just open the long. There we go. I'm in the long, I think. Yeah, I can't even see. I'm blind. I'm trading on the desktop, so it's kind of brutal. Yeah, 20x. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna enter a long position on ETH. Few reasons, I'll explain why. Number one, we've been in this situation before. I think the last 2 times we did the live session, we saw the exact same trade formation where we had the third test bounce on Ethereum. We saw a massive rally and then we short squeezed. Main area of interest for us on a short squeeze is at 1927. Any break above that and we're gonna continue looking for that long. The reason why we also longed is you can see from the lower time frames, we have a lot of buy pressure coming into the market. The bears are trying to break below, but we are actually struggling. Of course, it is going to be volatile. Whether or not we see that short squeeze now or later, it can obviously happen. But just for the live trade purpose, I would be entering a buy position here. And you guys, like I said, you guys are welcome to copy it or not, but it's going to be volatile, so just keep that in mind. Sorry, I'm just trying to... There's a lot of people in here. I'm just trying to catch up to the chat. I'm sorry. Let's see. Any ETH opportunity, change of news? Yeah, I mean, Mungo, like in terms of news, like I said, just, you know, with the Shanghai update, everyone's bearish. I'm personally bullish here. I'm a technical trader. You guys know that. I genuinely don't care about the news other than the fact that it's federal related, because recently, I mean, back in 2018, we didn't care. You know, the whole market would be collapsing. Everything would be going to shit. And like, we would still be like, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Recently, though, it's been tied towards a market, which kind of sucks, kind of defeats the whole purpose. And that's why I put a little bit more emphasis on Fed news. But otherwise, to me, all the other whale moved, you know, $300 million in Bitcoin. That stuff is so manipulated. Just focus on the charts and you'll kind of have a better understanding of what's going on. The more emphasis you put into your, you know, the more noise you have, rather, the harder it's going to be for trading. You know why? Is because now everyone is probably thinking, I don't want to go long because of Shanghai update. There's billions of dollars to be dumped. And that's exactly what market makers want. And that's exactly what's going to see the short squeeze, right? I'm telling you right now, there are so many shorts that are probably open here. And it's going to be so fun to watch the liquidations if it happens. Of course, we could be wrong, right? Because we are trading after Fed news. Asia's going to wake up in a few hours. The daily candle is going to close in a bit. We're going to get pretty volatile here. But I would rather place my long, to be honest. Let's see. Hey, Pingu, can you do AVAX? Yes, Yosin, I promise you AVAX. I will do AVAX for you. So you guys can see right now, sorry, it's so hard for me to talk when we're in a trade. You guys remember the last live session? We were in a trade, a short squeeze, and I literally had to stroke in my chair, and I was like, you know what I mean? So, because it's just harder to kind of analyze this. But like I said, main target for us on ETH, we'd have to break 1927. Any break above this line, and we will short squeeze. Okay, I just had to get that out there. AVAX. Yeah, it's been a while for AVAX. Oh my god, I don't even know what happened. Oh, I'm assuming it's just a chart. So AVAX for levels. Let's see. So we had, I mean, zooming out, we can see. So I'll show you guys actually a good lesson instead of you like, oh, we gotta watch this. But let me guys show you a quick lesson on how I place my support and resistance. So the more times you see a level bounce, so the more areas of comp, the more wicks you see, that's where you place your support line, right? Think of it like a floor. The more times it bounced on a floor, that's where I place my support. You can see that we had multiple test opportunities. In terms of resistance, same thing. Think of it like a ceiling. So where do we see the more, like, a lot of traders like kind of trade like this, right? So they'll do this. Okay, there's resistance right here. The problem is, you kind of have to zoom out on the 4 hour to get a better understanding where exactly resistance is, right? Because there's a lot more confluence that kind of happened previously. So it gives you a better understanding. So that's where your resistance is on AVAX. How do you confirm your support and resistance? It's pretty simple. If you see the fact that the trade bounced on that support line, so like I said, if you have a resistance line drawn and you see the trade come up bounce on that level, and then continue, that's a confirmation as a very strong line. Okay, same thing can be said for support. So you have the same thing as you break down. If it acts as resistance on the way up, that's your confirmation for a support zone. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see as of right now, we are in a very nice consolidation zone. It is 4-hour looks pretty good, to be honest, for a possible buy opportunity. Only problem is, like I said, we're not really seeing that volume come in. We're seeing multiple rejections. If you want to get really in detail, then on the 4-hour time frame, that's the level we'd have to be, right? Because we've seen this zone trade multiple times. So I place it right around there. If we can break that level, we would see a squeeze. But for confirmation again on the 4-hour, wait for the 3 test and then the continuation. I want to talk about the 3 test because a lot of you guys are like, you know, what's the 3 test? Oh, look at that. Ethereum squeezing. Oh, what a shame. Right? So like, you know, okay, like this is one of those, you know what I mean? It's just one of those situations where like everyone's bearish. I'm going to go bullish. Why? Because we're seeing a short squeeze on the 1 hour. So here we go. Like I would like to see a stronger short squeeze than this. But again, you guys already know 1926 or 1927 and ETH will rally hard. That's what we're looking for. Daily candle is going to be closing soon on Ethereum. Daily looks like, I don't even know what daily looks like, to be honest. Like, you know, we didn't get the test. So there's the squeeze. We're up 5%. I don't know if whoever entered the trade with me as well, but we are, there we go. It's catching up now. There we go. We're at 6% profit. It's, at this point, you know, just for the live session, you guys set your trailing stops if you guys are in this trade as well. I'm just going to let it run just for this purpose. Like I said, I would like to personally see a squeeze. This doesn't mean copy me exactly. You guys, if you're up 6-7%, let me explain something to you guys, okay? Because this has been bothering me for a while. For some reason, you guys think like I'm like the most amazing trader and like I'm never wrong. I'm going to be wrong. And I promise you, I've been wrong once in the past, I think, 3 weeks. But guys, you don't have to copy me to the exact dollar. A lot of you guys are like, did you exit, Pingu? Did you exit? Are you in, Pingu? Guys, like, if I'm telling you it's a good buy opportunity, you don't have to wait for my chart and be like, okay, he's gonna enter, right? Like, look, what was this, like a 10-minute difference? Like, guys, the price is moving to the upside. Stop waiting for me to send a signal, right? Sometimes I can't. I genuinely send the trade, I will screenshot it, and it'll continue rallying, and I'm like, okay, well, there it is. But that's just something I wanted to get across, because guys, look, so perfect example, okay? Once again, perfect example of why we entered the trade. Look what's happening right now in Ethereum. Are we really going to do this again? We did this last live session too. We entered a trade and it squeezed as we were talking on the hourly. The main point of interest, guys, is 1927. If we can somehow break above that level, this is going to squeeze hard. My mistake last time was cutting the trade early. I'm going to cut it again early because I can't talk when we're in a trade. But just everyone, you know, everyone on this trade right now, if you guys took the buy opportunity with me, that's the level we have to break is 1927. You guys are up 10%. Please take your profits if you guys are up. I'm going to let mine run. Just for example, like I said, I don't care, right? Guys, to me, this doesn't matter. Like I can make this back even if it reverses on me. But just for this trading purpose, for 10% in a live trade, guys, take your profits, right? Don't let, if you guys want to go crazy like me and you guys want to run it up, that's fine. But I don't want to hear anyone complain, oh, I reversed, I lost money. I don't want to hear that, okay? That's all I always want to get across. So if you guys took that trade to easy 10%, I will explain why we took the trade so you guys understand. Look at the 30-minute time frame. We were holding above these exponential moving averages. I'm just going to do lower time frame just for an example, but I'll talk about why. So the main area of interest for us, of course, was this level here at 9. Like, we couldn't break below these exponential moving averages. We knew that the market was going to get pretty volatile, so we entered that trade. We're still waiting for the 1927 break. Of course, this can reverse, so I hope you guys did take your profits. Once again, if you didn't, take your profits. But the reason why I entered was because we've been in this situation before. The last live session we were in the exact same situation, and we saw Ethereum go absolutely parabolic in a massive short squeeze. I can even show you guys actually where exactly it was. Give me a second, sorry. It was at 1421. I remember, yeah, right here. So this was it. Look at the difference. Look how perfect this is, right? I promise you guys, you can go back to my recordings. This was the exact same situation we were in. First test on the hourly, second test on the hourly, the third test, and look what happened. We short squeezed. Why did I enter that position? It's just the exact same position we've done before, guys. We've seen this exactly before. Look what's happening. Hold on, let me scroll over there. Look, does that look familiar? First test position, second test position, short squeeze. It's the same thing. I'm not like, the thing is, why I've been, very profitable, whatever, and you guys have seen me, enter these trades and exit for extreme money. But the reason why is because all I did for the past 7 years is just stare at charts, look for patterns. I don't have some secret formula, right? I have nothing. I just, you guys saw that live. I look at it. I'm like, okay, I've seen this pattern before. We're holding above the exponential moving averages. We have buying pressure. The narrative is to sell. We're about to short squeeze above 1927. Why would I short this? It makes no sense to be shorting it, right? And you can see that Ethereum is squeezing, but look at Bitcoin, right? It's not doing that. And that's why I said to you guys, be careful today, because we're going to see some insane volatility. And I would much rather not short something when everyone is shorting. I would much rather be on the other side of the trade, right? And that's exactly why. So, you know what? We can just sit here and watch this together, because I feel like this is going to squeeze. And when it does squeeze, the main, like I said, wick high for us is right here, 34. We could consolidate throughout Asia hours and then see the squeeze. I mean, our luck, hopefully we just see the squeeze now, so I can prove that, like explain how the trade kind of worked. But that's pretty much why we entered. Any questions? Because I feel like now you're all just staring here with me. Any questions here? Did anyone else take the trade? Anyone else enter the trade with me on Bitcoin? Or sorry, Ethereum? We're up 10%. I'm assuming some of you guys did. But yeah. Yeah, we're just going to let it run. Okay, so everyone kind of did with me. Okay, cool. Everyone's in the trade. Okay, cool. But yeah, guys, this doesn't mean re-enter. Yeah, 4%. Okay, cool. Again, let me explain something to you guys real quick, because I feel like this is very important as well, other than the fact that we're squeezing. I'm just going to leave it here for you guys so you guys can kind of see the squeeze together. Here we go. Okay? Everyone together? Everyone holding hands? We're going to squeeze together here. Anyways, I want to explain something to you, because a lot of people kind of 5%, 4%, missed it, was driving. I did, but took 5% profits. Honestly, that's great. Oh, what do we see? Guys, what is this? It's a squeeze. Can we break 1934? That's wick high. If we can break that, this is going to be the nastiest squeeze on Ethereum. Maybe not. How much am I up? 13%. I want to explain something though real quick. I'm just going to let this run. Sorry, I keep having a stroke. This is what I mean, right? It's hard for me to talk when I'm in a trade too, because I got to watch the trade as well. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But in terms of taking profit, a lot of people kind of, they struggle with that. And they see me and they'll be like, oh, how do you do it? How do you do it? Okay, my number one rule, guys, I don't know, get a piece of paper and pen. Write this down. This is important. Don't enter a trade or leave a trade before bed. Rule number one. Okay? That's like the biggest rule. Don't ever do that, because there's no reason to. Okay, and you know what? I'm just going to close this, because I'm going to lose my thought every time. I'm taking 12%. I'm happy with that. Okay? If it squeezes, great. I don't care. I proved the trade anyways. You guys already knew what was going to happen. To me, I don't care. I'm taking my profits. You guys can let it run. Don't let it run. Take your profits. I mean, I said take your profits, the whole move set. Just take your profits, okay? We're just going to talk real quick. I just want to prove something, or tell some of you guys. Okay. So, other than why did I take that trade, I want to explain just taking profits, when you should do it. So, rule number one, go to bed, right? You know what? There we go. We're going to look at Netflix. Rule number one, before bed, just close the trade. Don't hold the trade, because there's been so many times, guys, where I've entered a trade and I held it and I get completely wrecked the next morning. Like, I will be in profit and I'll be like, no, it's going to moon. I'm going to bed. I'm going to wake up to a ton of money. I get wrecked every single time. Why? Because every time in Asia, they always manipulate it. These are the craziest wicks. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever traded late night, bro. It's the craziest thing. Like, I promise you guys, like, you'll be sitting there, you'll be in profit for $300. You'll go make some snack. You'll come back, you'll be negative 2,000. You'll be like, what just happened? Like, I don't recommend it, but like, it does teach you a lot about manipulation, which I promise you guys, I will show you guys after this. Number two, I have been constantly sending you guys trades for 10 to 25, sometimes 30%. I am spoon feeding and spoiling you guys. This doesn't happen to everyone. And this is where the danger comes. And I've seen this firsthand from some of you. We will enter a trade. Guys, you need to understand and drill it into your head. 5% a day is insane. Like, me doing 10 to 20%, I'm at 7 years of experience. And you guys doing it and copying it, that's great. Congrats. But in the grand scheme of things, you guys doing it yourself and entering these trades yourself and making 5 to 10%, guys, that's a big task to do constantly. Like, you know, consistently is a big task to do. And that's what I want to tell you guys is, don't think of it like, oh, it's just 5%. Oh, it's just 3%. I only made 2% today. Most people don't even make that. Like, most people will, like, they don't, you'd be surprised at how many traders haven't had a profitable day in weeks. And that's why I always tell you guys, like, don't cut yourself short. If you made 5 or 10%, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal, right? And what you want to do is you want to get into the habit of basically telling yourself, I am going to take my profits no matter what at 5%, at 8%, at 10%. If you're bad at math, do it based off your account. If you're up $100, you're up $200, guys, $100 a day. Like, come on, like, that's a lot of food. Think about it. If you can make $100 a day consistently, that's a lot of money. Now, there's gonna be days you're gonna lose, right? That just happens to every trader, and that's what I'm trying to say is, if you have a proper, you guys have seen me. We just, even on Ethereum right now, we exited for what, 13%? I don't care. 13% is great. If this thing goes to 50%, you think I'm not going to sleep at night? I am. Why? Because I know the next day I can do it again, and the next day, and the next day. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is get into the habit, look at your accounts, or look in general. If you are simulated trading, whatever, great time as a beginner to start practicing this thing. Focus on an area that, you know, you're happy with for taking your profits, or money in general, because I promise you guys, it's going to get really toxic, and you're always going to get greedy. You're going to start chasing more. You're going to start, you know, people that say, oh, be disciplined on your take profit, get out of here. Like, you know, the amount of, like, guys, I have a ton of experience in this market, and the people that always say, don't close the trade until your exact take profits, that's the dumbest advice anyone can tell you. You know why? Because I promise you, 99% of the time, this is going to happen, and then you're going to get wrecked. And then you'll be like, oh, I could have had that profit. I should have closed the trade. What are you going to do for the next trade? You're going to revenge trade it, right? And then you're going to get emotional, and there goes your account. So just get in the habit of trailing stops. For those of you that don't know what trailing stops are, it's basically when a trade goes in profit. So let's say we entered, I think we entered like 1920 or 1912 or 14, whatever. We entered at 1915, the trade started going up. So all you would do is you put your stop loss in profit. So like we could just done 1919. Why? Well, I'm up 5% at this rate. If the trade reverses, I know I'm going to make 5% regardless. I'm going to bed. I don't care. You know what I mean? And that's the number one thing. That's why I was telling you guys, trailing stops. And I love the fact that you guys have gotten so used to my trading. I don't have to say it anymore. You guys will just send me screenshots and be like, oh yeah, we entered I put my trailing stops, Pingu. I put my this, Pingu. Don't worry. And that's what I love, is because I know you guys are learning at that rate. You know what I mean? Let me see. Is there an open Telegram as well? Yeah, there's an open. No, there's no open Telegram. For talking. You guys can talk amongst yourselves here, say hi to your fellow friends, but no, I don't think I'm going to open it for a little bit, because again, like, it's a lot more organized when you don't do it. Let's see. I thank you a lot for the trades and alert to take us. I don't have much of a bankroll, so I appreciate it. Revenge trader. Yeah, exactly. So that's the biggest thing, right? You don't want to count yourself out for that, and that's why I always tell you guys, like, I don't care if you guys have $100 in your account. I don't care if you guys have $10,000 in your account. Reach out to me. I am gladly okay to help you guys and walk you through. Guys, again, we're live. Feel free to ask your questions. This is a great time if you're a beginner. No question is a dumb question, and I'm here to explain anything to you guys. I don't care what it is. But that's what I'm trying to say is, like, just get in the habit of taking your profit. In terms of stop loss, this is human psychology, right? I can't teach you guys stop loss because every single person in this room is different. And what I mean by that is some people have higher risk tolerance, some people have lower risk tolerance, some people are more emotional than others. That is a true test as to what kind of trader you are, and you will find out very quickly. If you're a gambler, like you like to gamble, you will be opening higher leverage, higher risk positions. If you're someone that doesn't like taking risk, you're going to panic towards a $10 move and you're going to be like, oh my God, I got to close this. It really depends on you guys. So when you guys message me like, Pingu, what should I do? I can tell you, I would suggest you close a trade. I would suggest you leave the trade open. Because again, I know kind of where the charts are heading, but anything can happen, right? So for those of you in the Bitcoin short, that like anything can happen to this bar. It doesn't have to play out. And you guys need to understand that. It doesn't have to play out. So that's why I always tell you guys, just set your trailing stops and you're okay. You know what I mean? That's like the biggest thing is just set your trailing stops and you're fine. Yeah, no Discord. Definitely not Discord. It's just, guys, I like Telegram. It's easier. It's just because, again, you guys got to understand, like, there's gonna be times where, you know, then I have to start basically, oh, he scammed me, oh, he said this to me, he hurt my feelings. I promise you guys, I do not have any time for that. And before you guys even say get some moderators, I just don't want to do it. I think this is working really well. We have a great Telegram. You guys communicate with your emojis. And I promise you guys, we will start doing the live sessions a lot more. So we don't have this issue where you guys don't be, but again, you can always reach out to me on Twitter. Everyone can reach out to me on Twitter. If you guys need friends, then you know, this isn't the kind of place to make friends like on the Telegram. I don't, you know what I mean? But you guys, welcome to do whatever you guys want. Can you do Hbar? Close so many unnecessary trades and lost money. Yeah, man, that's the biggest thing, right? Is as a trader, you're going to be very emotional. You're going to, because again, I feel like this is very to new people. Guys, when I first started trading, I got wrecked. I can't even explain to you guys. I can show you guys my losses one day. Like, I was wrecked. Like, we're talking like 6 figures. Like, I didn't care. I was like, whatever. And like, it gets to the point where you kind of just get numb to it, right? Like, I'll lose a trade. I'll go to bed. I don't care. If someone else loses a trade, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And then, like, that's a reason why I'm not a signal provider, right? You're not going to see me ever post, Signal, Pingu, buy Bitcoin. Like, I'm not going to do that because I feel like it's a lot, as a trader, proving yourself is just entering the same trade as your subscribers or your callers and showing them that you're in it with them and exiting it live. Signal providing is dumb because most times people don't even enter the trade. They'll just send the signal. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, don't worry, guys. We'll get the next one. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to be that guy either. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like with signals, the problem also is like you'll get to the point where like you'll be a signal provider. You'll get one bad trade. Oh, God forbid he got it wrong. He's a shit trader. You know, like literally hang him. Like, and like that's the problem is I don't want to do that. That's why I'm happy to just not do it. So yeah, you'll never see a signal from me. I will always. You guys know for the past like what, we've done this for like 4 or 5 months now. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 months with you guys. I have every single trade. I have done it with you guys. Whether, I mean, again, I feel like I'm going to curse myself here, but we haven't lost a trade in quite a while now. And even this live session that you guys saw at 13% was unreal. And, you know, it gets to the point where, like, we will lose. I once again, there's 31 of you in here. We will lose. We will have our day of loss. But until then, I will always continue showing you guys my trades, entering my trades, but I don't want you to get in the habit of waiting for me to send a trade. A lot of you guys are getting into the habit. Oh, I suck at trading. I'm going to wait for Pingu to send a trade. I'm not going to send a trade. I'm going on vacation in the next week. I'm going to be busy. I'm not going to be trading. That's on you guys. But what I can do is walk you through everything right now. Any questions for the next 2-3 weeks that you guys have, I'm happy to help you guys. Let's see. Hbar. I can do Hbar real quick, but I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. I feel like coins that I don't do are kind of better because if I do Hbar, I make a video about Hbar. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's the point? I can quickly do Hbar for you. I haven't even looked at it all day. I've been so busy. I can't even see Hbar. Am I blind? Anyone else see it on my chart? I'm actually blind. Luna Classic. It goes something like that. Once I find it, we'll look at it. Oh, I found it. Okay. Yeah. Well, Hbar looks pretty. Like I said, yeah, Hbar still's down. Like it's still. I wouldn't buy Hbar. Okay. Like I talked about Hbar is my favorite coin. You know why, guys? I love doing analysis on Hbar because people get so salty when I say this coin is not going to do well in terms of the technical analysis. Like, I'll be like, Hbar is about to dump. I get like 30 hate comments the next morning. You don't know what you're talking about. Hbar is the next bull run. And I remember the most hate I ever got on Hbar was right here. And I remember you guys in Telegram as well. I showed you guys like this. We shorted this at 0.08. We broke it, retested it as resistance, and I'm like, this is a short to 0.057. It'll never hit 0.057. That's exactly what they said. It'll never hit it. In your dreams, it'll hit that level. Guess what happened? Right here. This is when some sort of news came out on Hbar, and it was all bearish all of a sudden. I don't care about news. Like, news follows through with the price anyways. Like, to me, like, this was the level I was looking at, and it played out perfectly. And then guess what happened? At 0.057, everyone's like, it's going to 0. I'm like, all right, guys, time to buy Hbar. Like, and look what happened. It hit 0.073, and everyone got bullish again. I'm like, okay, guys, time to sell your Hbar. And now we're back in here. So same thing. Your main level focus 0.06. If we can hold that level, we're looking for a continuation. Any break below 0.06, and I would not touch Hbar. That's all I gotta say. I would not touch it. Okay. Oh, thank you for asking about Litecoin. That's my favorite coin. Oh my god, that gets me so happy because it's been so long since someone has asked me about Litecoin. I loved Litecoin. When I first started crypto, that was my favorite coin. It was so, you know why? I talked about this a long time ago, but Litecoin is one of those coins that's the easiest investment long term. Bitcoin bull run, Litecoin will always do a 3 to 4x and then it'll collapse. So you can just wait until somewhere at the bottom you think where the bottom is on Litecoin. Like here was like $54 or whatever. And you can see from then till now, that's still a 2x. This is for my like super conservative traders that hate trading, right? Like they just want double gains in the long term. Like, Litecoin's your best friend. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, Litecoin looks pretty boring though as of right now. Like there's really not much going on. It's been pretty stable. I've been watching it for quite a while. Usually Litecoin will pump before, like, you know, we're about to create the next leg towards the downside. We'll see a scam pump. And the same thing when a bull run, it'll usually mark the top of the bull run when we see a huge, like, you know, massive run up. I think that's what happened the last time too. Like I remember seeing it. Yeah, right here. This marked the last bull run right here, and 2021, and then we had the previous pump at 300. So I got pretty good. The reason why though I like it, guys, look at this. Look at this. On the daily, it's so nice because, you know, it just plays out so perfectly. It marks. This was, I believe this was the 2021, and then this was the, November. So these peaks were pretty nice. And now we're in just a consolidation of boringness. But yeah, Litecoin, like I said, nothing really crazy happening. I personally wouldn't suggest trading this because it's very, very choppy. But these are your levels. Longer term levels, like I said, your support would be right around this range here at $64. Your capitulation stage would be right there at 48. And then, like, for us to break or see a massive short squeeze, you're going to have to break this level right here. And the reason why, once again, guys, quick lesson, this level acted as a support, and now it's acting as a resistance, so it's a confirmation for a position. But yeah. Let's see. You still doing quant videos? It's been a while since I've done quant videos, and the reason why is because it's so boring. Like, nothing's happening on quant for me to make a video about. It moves like $5 or $6. I don't want to make a video about it because unless it does something crazy. Like, I used to make videos about quant all the time, and I kid you not, I'd be repeating the same thing. I'd be like, all right, guys, nothing's changed. Moving on. You know, it's just like there's no point. But yeah. I will do quant. Don't worry, I still have my quant thumbnails. I will still obviously do quant once something happens. I don't think quant has done anything recently, to be honest. I can't even find it. There it is. Yeah, like what's the point of making a video on this, right? Like, let me zoom in for you. But like, yeah, there's really nothing happening. Like, it's so boring. Like, we have our range. We've had a range for so long. 124. It's just been, yeah, there's no point. Can you do VET? I can do VET. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to VeChain. Oh my god, I haven't seen this one in a long time too. Yeah, nothing really happening here either. I mean, this is these kind of coins, guys. Like, you know, like the from the 2 bull runs ago. Like, these coins have kind of just died out. Like, we will see their time in the next bull run once again, like every other time. But these are your levels. That's where it just looks like a giant accumulation zone. if you break 0.02 to start praying, but otherwise it's just a longer consolidation for you. So, you know, there's really not much to kind of say here. I don't want to get into the hopes and dreams of, you know, the next V chain is going to go to $10. I'm not that guy. So that's just your range that you have to look at. Do you recommend to set margin mode to isolated? That's totally up to you as a trader. If you prefer, like I said, you want to use less of your account or only use a specific amount, you can use isolated. I personally like cross. You know, to me, I've always done cross. I just kind of like doing cross. Do you ever use hedge mode? Would you take the trade? No, do not do that. Don't take the trade going both ways, guys. Come on. No, don't do that. That is just, what's the point of trading? If you're taking the trade going both long and short, and then you just close the one that does better, that you're still, no, that's not, I don't recommend that personally. Cause like, I don't know. It just, like, I get the idea of it, I guess, but like, it just doesn't make sense to me in the long term. Like, what's the point? You're better off just not doing that. Let's see. I feel like I missed some stuff. How did you learn the strategy you use? There's no specific strategy. I've talked about this for a very long time. I have a video on indicators. If you just type in Pingu Charts indicator on YouTube, it'll show up. I explain everything in detail as to my indicators and exponential moving averages and how I use everything together tied in. But when it comes down to me as a trader, it's just practice, man. Like, that's the best thing I can tell you is just practice. A lot of you guys have really changed your trading. I get a lot of messages every day. People telling me like, hey, you know, they send me their profits and be like, I made this much because of you, or I did this because of you. Like, to me, I get really happy when I hear that, because I know that obviously, like, I'm doing my job as an educator, I guess, teaching you guys. Like, in the long term, it's obviously going to benefit you guys more. And I always tell you guys this, like, as you're all long term, it's always a good skill to learn. If you don't have money right now, just do simulated trading, but practice. Simulated trading is going to be your best friend for when you're practicing. And again, like, I want to talk to a lot of you guys. I'm not sure what platform you guys are on, but if you're entering trades and exiting, your fees are going to skyrocket. And it sucks in the long term, because mostly for me, someone with a little bit more size, I don't like paying $600-700 a day on fees. So check out Fairdesk. It's pinned in Telegram. All of you guys automatically get VIP 1. That's the partnership we have with Fairdesk. I promote them. They give you guys lower fees. So use it. And like I said, I've had no problems with Fairdesk in general. But let's talk about Ethereum. So see why we exited the trade at this is exactly what I meant. So if you guys were holding on, so like, you know, the person that says, oh, never take exit until, you know, that level hits. This is the exact reason why. We took 13% or 12%. We closed the trade. The trade has reversed, right? We're starting to see it come down a little bit. And Bitcoin's still in this massive bar formation. So it's just something to keep in mind as you guys trade. Just showing, not sure if someone asked already, but how do you read price movements so well, particularly squeezes? Message, so you actually just missed a short squeeze. Well, not really a massive one, but like a good one. But what I usually look for is patterns, right? So you can see usually short squeezes happen on 3 test breakouts. So you can see that Ethereum has now tested this level 3 times. As long as you're using the exponential moving averages as support while coming up to a major level of resistance, and it's the 3rd time doing it, 9 out of 10 times, you'll squeeze towards the upside. Your entry should always be right around the exponential moving average. The reason I say that is you don't want to enter up here. A lot of traders enter up here hoping that this is a breakout. You always want to enter near the EMA lines, because if the trade reverses, your risk tolerance is a lot better, right? The worst case scenario, it'll just break the exponential moving average, you'll get out. If you entered up here and it breaks, that's a big risk to take. So if you miss the trade, it's okay, it happens. If you see the breakout happen and a massive short squeeze, and you're like, I want it, don't do it, because you're gonna end up getting wrecked. The amount of times, you know, as I've seen mostly with Ethereum, like look what happened here, right? A lot of traders thought this was the breakout, and immediately we got wrecked. So just don't bother. Just keep your emotions intact, basically. That's the best advice I can give you. Let's see. Any chance you can provide a lexicon for beginners, capitulation, support, resistance? Yeah, like I said, I will. If here, give me a second, guys. So yeah, I believe if you just search up on YouTube, Pingu charts indicator, it'll show up. I believe so. Let me just check. Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah. So just go on YouTube, type in Pingu charts indicator, and you will see it. And I explain everything in there for you as a beginner, like super, like I broke it down like a 10-year-old can understand it. So it's a great video. A lot of people, like, I mean, I made it a long time ago. A lot of people miss it, but it's just I talk about it every time in the live session. Definitely check it out. It's a great video. So are there any courses you recommend for beginners? Well, it depends what you're looking for, right? Courses, you're gonna end up getting two things. One, you're gonna have to pay all these guys, all these gurus. They charge you money for these courses. In my opinion, courses are dumb. I don't think courses are smart. You can find the information you're looking for across YouTube for free. The basics of candlesticks. You can read books. I've recommended books to you guys. I've actually put the book. I will put it again later in the next few days for you guys. But Steve, if you search in Telegram, just type in Steve Nice in Japanese candlesticks. I literally have the book in there for you. Everything you need is in that book. Just read it. If you don't like reading it, then again, YouTube's your best friend. Basic charting patterns, basic what is a candlestick. I've already broken down the indicators. You don't need a course for that. You don't need a course on support resistance. I've already had that for you guys as well. But my best advice to you is just practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's all it is, guys. There's no secret ingredient here. It's just over the years, I've just learned things, and I just do the same exact thing that I've learned. Yeah, it's all free in the Telegram. Everything's free in the Telegram for you guys. Yep. What's next for ETH today? Would you go back in? Mungo, no, I'm done. Okay. That's my rule. Guys, 13% a day. I've taught this to you guys before as well. Don't enter more trades in hopes to make more, because you'll always end up getting wrecked. I think we did the past 3 days, we're at 90 or probably over 90% profits. Guys, that's insane. You guys gotta understand that. You doubled your account. If you know what I mean. That's just everyone and the thing is there's no reason to be hunting trades, mostly when you're up that much, because today's gonna get volatile. I know Asia hours is gonna get brutal. But what I'm looking for on ETH right now is a breakout with the short squeeze. We just need a little bit more volume. I'm not really expecting it because the daily candle is about to open, and usually on the daily gets pretty volatile. So ETH is looking really good. I'd be very careful looking for the short. At $2,000 though, that's going to be the main level for us guys for Ethereum. That's going to be the big play, because if Ethereum breaks above this $2,000 range, it's going to be a massive short squeeze. There are a ton of positions open up there, and that's going to be a liquidity grab. So right now, like I said, unless we break below 1839, no shorting Ethereum. Right now, only buy opportunities. If you're shorting, you're only shorting the top of the wicks. Very quick trades, very easy trades to exit. Bitcoin, looking a little sus, not going to lie. We're looking at 29.2 to play out. Doesn't have to play out. Once again, doesn't have to play out. But that's the level of interest for me. Why? Because our exponential moving averages line up perfectly. This level acted as a very strong resistance. As you guys know, old resistance becomes new support. If we can bounce off that level, then yes, Bitcoin will go to 32,000. If we get break below that level and retest it as resistance, that's a confirmation for a massive short on Bitcoin. Whether we are at the top or at the bottom, I don't care. I'm a 4-hour trader. I only look at what the charts are telling me. And right now, the charts are saying, of course, that we're at extreme overbought conditions on Bitcoin. On the daily, even on the weekly, we're heading into extreme overbought conditions. Be careful. We have a 4-hour BART formation looking to play out. We have a 1-hour BART formation looking to play out. We just broke below the exponential moving averages. We're using them as resistance now. We're seeing more and more bearish pressure come in the market. So that's the reason why I'm a little against Bitcoin long. But Ethereum, I don't know. I don't know about all of that. Ethereum looks pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much my reasoning. More is better. more is not better. But yeah. Yeah, no problem, Sketch. But yeah, what are we at? We're at 54 minutes. Okay, that's it. I am going to cut this at 54 minutes. You guys know my 1-hour rule, because I feel bad for the people that are going to watch this after for an hour long. And I know they're going to be like, man, I wish this ended sooner. So that is all. Thank you guys for coming. If we do have another live session, I will let you know in Telegram. Make sure to join Telegram, guys. Make sure to join Fairdesk for lower fees. Everything is in Telegram for you guys. Every single thing in terms of knowledge is over there. It's all free. I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to ask for money. No donation. Stop asking me. That is pretty much it for me, though. Thank you guys for coming to our live session. No problem, guys. You guys are my priority, and you guys will always be my priority. I'm always here for you guys no matter what. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. Congrats to whoever took the trade with me for 15%. Ethereum has now reversed in that trade as well, so we don't care. And you guys have yourself a wonderful day. Can you send me KFC? No, I'm all good. I'm going to go eat. I've only eaten chocolate today. I'm actually feeling obese. Okay, see you guys.